Hey tubers, Miss Ginger here. Welcome to the Blogger18 Creator Summit. I hope you like this video and watch my others. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh goodness gracious. So many stumbles and falls and so many pain points. You talked about being on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, which is not that far away from here. I don't know how many of you guys in the audience can relate to this, but you find yourself in a job doing something, and this little part of you says, this is not my path. This is not where I should be, right? And so I had that little voice speaking up in me, but I got really frustrated because that little voice didn't tell me what I was supposed to do instead. It's just like, this isn't it. And I'm like, oh no. So I went on a bit of an odyssey because the only things that I knew about myself, my only clues were that I loved business and I loved creativity. So my dad was a small business owner. When I was a little girl, I wanted to be like 17 things. And then someone asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I was like, how much time do you have? Because it's a very long list. So, from being a fashion designer to an animator from Disney to an artist to a dancer to a teacher, all those things. And so after I left Wall Street, I was just like, I have to try something. I have to try something else. And I went to the world of magazine publishing because I felt like there was this creative side and also the commerce side. And so I was at Gourmet magazine in the ad sales department, and I was really happy because I'm a girl who loves to eat. I love food. My desk was right near the test kitchen, so the editors would bring me snacks. I was like, this is the best thing ever. But within about 6 months, I had that little voice inside of me saying, again, this is not where you're supposed to be. And I started to panic. And I tried to take a more objective look at my path. So I looked ahead at the publisher of the magazine. She was a really strong and powerful woman. I admired her, but no part of me wanted to become her. I didn't want to climb that corporate ladder and do her job. And so that was a clue. Well, if I don't want to become her someday, why am I wasting their time and mine? So I said, okay, well, maybe I'm still a little bit too much on this business side. Maybe I need to really cultivate my creative side because I left that behind a little bit. So I finagled a job over at Mademoiselle magazine in the fashion department. And so I was like, okay, this has gotta be it, right? I'm working with designers, going to fashion shows. It's like so creative. We're helping to get these great ideas and these images out to the world. And it was fine for a little bit, but then that voice came back. And at this point, I'm feeling like the biggest loser because I, on the surface, had all of these jobs that were almost like dream jobs, and all I wanted to do was quit. All I wanted to do was quit. So after a few years of continuing to stumble and fall and watch all of my friends at that time building careers, building families, building homes, and I just felt like I was drowning. There was one day I was on the internet at work when I probably shouldn't have been, and I stumbled upon this new career at the time. You guys got to remember, this is 1999. 1999. It was about a new career called coaching. And even though the logical part of my brain was like, you are 23 years old, who the hell in their right mind is going to hire a 23-year-old life coach? You are fucking nuts. There was a part of my heart and my soul that was like, do you guys know that moment when it's like, ah, when the clouds part and the little trumpet sound and some part of you lights up because there's a soul recognition there? I'd never had that feeling before. So despite all of the self-barrage that was going on in my head, I figured out a way to sign up for a 3-year coaching program. I started doing my coaching studies at night, worked on Mademoiselle during the day, and then about 6 months later I got a call from HR. Vogue magazine, top fashion magazine in the world, had a promotion for me. More money, more prestige, steady paycheck, all that good stuff. But that was my proverbial fork in the road of like, am I going to do this weird coaching thing which no one has ever heard of? I'm 23. I feel like a loser. I clearly don't have my life together. I'm in debt after college. Or am I going to do the responsible thing, go take that job at Vogue, keep the steady paycheck and health benefits and like all that stuff? And so, of course, I chose to quit and then figure out how to build a life coaching business. I was terrified. I had no clue what I was doing, but the only thing that allowed me to do that was this deep belief that I run my entire life by, which is that everything is figure-outable. And I had hit the wall so many times, so much pain, so much feeling like a loser, so much feeling like a misfit, that I was like, I have to at least try this because everything else that I've tried before didn't work. So that was almost, gosh, 20 years ago at this point, and so that's the short version of the beginning of how I got to where I am now.
Well, thank God you listened to your soul's purpose. Thank God you took that chance. Thank God for us, so we can be guided by your talent, your skill, your intuition.
According to other people. Now I'm like, listen, I'm here at the OB, gonna get a checkup. I don't need to come up the back stairs to take care of my own health. And I want to share with as many people as possible my journey, and that doesn't make me brave, that makes me a decent human being.
Well, it would be nice if we had more decent human beings right now, and I think that your example is amazing. You go into greater detail, which for our audience that is very focused on women's health, I think is very educational and inspiring, because you can speak at the macro about our responsibility and accountability, our opportunity, our right to understand our bodies. You also talked about the misconceptions and the misdiagnoses and the experience you went through, which was 20 years long, and I love that you feel obliged, it seems, and empowered to share it. Like you're like, I want to educate you. Can you talk a little bit more about that specific experience?
So towards the end of my fertility journey, I finally got some answers. Because everyone had just sort of chalked it up to, you're a career woman, you've prioritized your career, you waited too long, and now you're just too old to have a kid, and that's on you for wanting a career. The reality is, I actually have adenomyosis, which is endometriosis of the muscle. There is nothing you can do about adenomyosis. The gag is that I had adenomyosis in my early 20s. And instead of someone diagnosing me, they were like, oh, you've got periods that last 9 and 10 days, and you're bleeding through, overnight pads. Not a mere inconvenience, perhaps there's something more there. But every doctor I saw was like, let me put you on birth control, right? The catch-all. Note, if you are on birth control for anything other than actual birth control, to address or treat any sort of period issue, you are not actually addressing or treating any sort of period or reproductive issue. You are masking it. The pill can mask all kinds of things. It is amazing at preventing pregnancy. Not so great with addressing adenomyosis. So what they decided to just tell me was old age and shame on you for prioritizing career instead of giving it crack and having a baby, whether you had the right person or not, was something that could have been diagnosed in my 20s when I was very clear about the issues with my period. So I ended up on birth control for 20 years, masking it. And I don't know why I thought that I was having a period for 20 years, because the whole point of birth control is to stop ovulation. So if you aren't ovulating, the blood that you are having once a month isn't actually a period. I don't know why I didn't put that together. So when I got off birth control to attempt to have a baby, guess what came back actually never left? It was like, oh, hey, Rich! You thought I was gone? No, I've just been here chilling for 20 years, getting thicker.
Women's medicine doesn't really get this is the worst angle. Like, can you guys stop? Enough. You got it. As a woman, you don't want to be shot in a baby doll dress from your pussy up. Yeah, let's just take back the night for a moment. This is a time where we're discovering things we just didn't have information before, and it's our job, once we see it, to share with other people that there isn't a lot of money that goes into medical research for women. That's why these reproductive issues, we don't really have an answer, because they're too busy making so many different types of Viagra. And I think this is a time where we need to be really lifting each other up and supporting each other, especially in this movement, this moment. You know, when Me Too started, we were all, I think, really excited, and I'm so encouraged by the cultural change that's coming because of the Me Too movement. Yeah, you know, I mean, if you disagree with that, you're crazy. But But then some men started going, okay, I was with you, but now it's getting a little, right? They go, but now, right, we can all agree with it's getting a little, and you go, no. 1 in 6 of us in America gets raped. A lot of us in here have been sexually assaulted, but no one ever believes us right away.